When meaning stops governing. The PII Post-Semiotic Diagnostic Protocol. Modern institutions produce more meaning than ever before. There are reports, dashboards, ethical frameworks, public consultations, risk assessments, media statements, transparency processes, and accountability rituals. But a deeper question remains: does any of this still govern? The Philosophical Intelligence Institute calls this problem post-semiotic ordering. It describes a condition where meaning continues to circulate, but loses its power to constrain action. The signs remain, the language remains, the procedures remain, the legitimacy claims remain, but decisions continue almost unchanged. In this condition, critique may be absorbed, consultation may become documentation, oversight may become ritual. Responsibility may diffuse across systems. Legitimacy may signal compliance without exercising veto. The problem is not that meaning disappears. The problem is that meaning may no longer bind. This is where the second layer is required: post-semiotic protocol. PSP is the diagnostic method used inside post-semiotic conditions. It asks whether interpretation is still operative or whether it has become residual. The protocol proceeds through a disciplined sequence: signal, constraint, depth, bridge, operability, legitimacy, boundary, responsibility, ownership, admissibility, or refusal. First, the signal is identified. What symbolic input is present? A claim, a metric, a protest, a consultation, an ethical concern, a media narrative, or a risk warning. Second, constraint is tested. Does the signal narrow what can be done, or is it merely acknowledged? Third, depth is examined. What lies beneath the signal? A structural problem, a legitimacy problem, a responsibility gap, or a simulation loop. Fourth, bridge is required. Can the interpretation connect to an actual decision locus? Is there someone or some institution with authority to revise, halt, or redirect the process? Then comes the operability test. Does meaning still exert governance effect? Does legitimacy operate as a boundary or only as a signal? Is responsibility truly owned or merely distributed? Only then can admissibility be determined. Where meaning still constrains, engagement is required. Where meaning is absorbed without consequence, further interpretation may only reinforce simulation. In that case, refusal becomes a disciplined governance boundary. The PII Post-Semiotic Diagnostic Protocol combines PSO and PSP into a practical analytical application. It helps institutions, analysts, researchers, and governance practitioners determine whether discourse still has force, whether legitimacy still binds, and whether responsibility remains anchored. Because the central question is no longer simply, what does this mean? The deeper question is, does this meaning still govern? Philosophical Intelligence Institute. Frameworks turn complexity into admissible decisions.